Welcome to the Texas DMV Written Test with real questions and answers from the Texas DMV. Before we get started, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you never miss an update and help support the channel. Now let's dive into all the questions and answers you need to study for your Texas test.
When in a travel lane on the roadway, A, you may stop to drop off passengers. B, you may stop to look up an address. C, you may make a U-turn or back up if you get on the wrong entrance ramp of the freeway. D, don't stop for any reason. Keep moving until you can safely pull off the road. D, don't stop for any reason. Keep moving until you can safely pull off the road. You should not stop in a travel lane for any reason. Instead, keep moving until you can safely pull off of the road. If you miss your turn or exit, do not back up. Go to the next turn or exit or where you can safely turn around. You should not park within. Fill in the blank. Of an intersection. A, 20 feet. B, 30 feet. C, 35 feet. D, 45 feet. A, 20 feet. You should not park within 20 feet of an intersection. An improperly parked vehicle may cause a crash. This sign means A, curve ahead. B, road work ahead. C, merging traffic. D, no left turn. A, curve ahead. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign alerts drivers to an upcoming curve in the road. This road sign means A, your current roadway ends ahead. B, you must bear either right or left. C, a four-way intersection is ahead. D, a road joins from the right. B, you must bear either right or left. This sign indicates that there is a Y intersection ahead. You must bear either to the right or to the left. This road sign means A, parking spaces are reserved for people with disabled parking permits. B, a circular intersection is ahead. C, traffic in the lane must turn in the direction of the arrow. D, lanes are reserved for buses and vehicles with a driver and one or more passengers. A, parking spaces are reserved for people with disabled parking permits. This sign marks parking spaces that are reserved for people with disabled parking permits. Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet. While driving on a two-lane road without bicycle lanes, you encounter a bicyclist traveling in the same direction. What is the safest way to pass the bicyclist? A, slow down and wait until there is no traffic approaching, then pass the bicyclist while leaving him or her sufficient space. B, continue driving straight. It is the bicyclist's responsibility to get out of your way. C, do not pass the bicyclist until you come to a traffic signal or stop sign. D, honk at the bicyclist to let him or her know you are about to pass. A, slow down and wait until there is no traffic approaching, then pass the bicyclist while leaving him or her sufficient space. You should pass a bicyclist the same way you would pass any other vehicle, but not so fast or close to them that you throw debris in their face or blow them around with the draft of air from your vehicle. Allow at least 3 feet of space between your side mirror and the bicyclist, or at least 5 feet on higher speed roads or when there is a group of bicyclists. Honking unnecessarily may startle riders and make them more likely to crash. If a crossing guard is directing traffic in a school zone, you must A, follow the directions given by the crossing guard. B, copy what surrounding traffic is doing despite the crossing guard's instructions. C, assume the guard is not supposed to be directing traffic. D, follow rules that would be in place if no children were present. A, follow the directions given by the crossing guard. Be prepared to reduce your speed and use caution when directed to do so by a sign, crossing guard, or law enforcement officer. Always drive with extra caution in a school zone. What should you do if your accelerator sticks while you are driving? A, reach down and attempt to pull it up. B, shift to park. C, shift to neutral and apply steady pressure on the brake. D, turn the engine off. C, shift to neutral and apply steady pressure on the brake. If your accelerator sticks while you are driving, keep your eyes on the road. Quickly shift the vehicle into neutral and apply steady pressure on the brake pedal. Pull off the road when it is safe to do so and turn off the engine. When may drivers leave their vehicle unattended with the engine running? A. If they are leaving for just a couple minutes. B. Never. C. If they are idling near a railroad crossing. D. If they are idling in an unfamiliar area. B. Never. It is illegal for any driver to permit their car to stand idling and unattended without turning off the engine, locking the ignition, removing the key from the ignition, and setting the brake. However, these requirements do not apply to a driver who starts the engine by using a remote starter or other similar device that remotely starts the engine without the key in the ignition. Drivers should use their low-beam headlights. A. When driving in fog, dust, or rain. B. When following closely behind another vehicle at night. C. Within 500 feet of an approaching vehicle when driving at night. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. Use low-beam headlights when driving at night and following closely behind another vehicle or within 500 feet of a vehicle approaching from the opposite direction. Use low-beam headlights when driving in fog, rain, dust, sleet, or snow. At night, it is hardest to see. A. Road signs. B. Pedestrians. C. Other motorists. D. Streetlights. B. Pedestrians. Compared to signs and other roadside objects, pedestrians are hardest to see at night. Before switching on the ignition, you should A. Be sure only backseat passengers have buckled their seatbelts. B. Be sure only adult passengers have buckled their seatbelts. C. Be sure only child passengers have buckled their seatbelts. D. Be sure all of the vehicle's occupants have buckled their seatbelts. D. Be sure all of the vehicle's occupants have buckled their seatbelts. Develop a routine for entering and leaving your car. Before switching on the ignition, buckle your safety belt and see that all passengers do likewise. Which of the following statements about railroad crossings is true? A. It is against the law to go around lowered gates at a crossing. B. You must stop at a railroad crossing when directed to do so by a flagger. C. Not all railroad crossings are equipped with flashing red signals and gates. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. You must stop at a railroad crossing when directed to do so by a flagger, stop sign, or warning devices, such as gates or flashing lights. Not all railroad crossings are equipped with such devices. It is against the law to drive around lowered railroad crossing gates. A bicyclist who doesn't obey traffic laws? A. Is in the right because bicyclists don't have to obey traffic laws. B. Can be ticketed. C. Will always receive a warning from law enforcement. D. Will have their bicycle impounded. B. Can be ticketed. All bicyclists have the same rights, duties, and responsibilities as drivers of motor vehicles. Motorists and bicyclists who do not obey traffic laws can be ticketed. You must not drive your vehicle at a speed greater than A. The maximum speed limit. B. A speed that is faster than is reasonable and prudent. C. A speed that is safe for existing conditions. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. You must not drive at a speed that is faster than is reasonable and prudent. You must drive at a speed that is appropriate for the area where you are driving, the type and condition of surrounding traffic, the presence of pedestrians, the weather, the quality of the road, and light conditions. You must drive within legal speed limits. This sign means A. Side road. B. Low clearance. C. Merging traffic. D. Prepare to stop. A. Side road. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign tells drivers to be aware of potential traffic entering from an upcoming side road. How often are motor vehicles required to be inspected? A. Once every 4 years. B. Once every 3 years. C. Once every 2 years. D. Once every year. D. Once every year. All motor vehicles registered in Texas must be inspected each year at an official motor vehicle inspection station. This includes motorcycles, mopeds, scooters, and autocycles. Evidence of financial responsibility for the vehicle being inspected must be presented at the time of the inspection. A person who drives much slower than the speed limit, A, is a very safe driver. B, always has the right-of-way. C, should not let following cars pass. D, may create a dangerous driving environment. D, may create a dangerous driving environment. Driving more slowly than the flow of traffic can be hazardous. If you are on a two-lane, two-way road and driving so slowly that traffic is backing up behind you, you are required to pull off the road and let the other vehicles pass. Only drive significantly under the speed limit when conditions require it. This road sign means, A, you must travel at the speed indicated. B, the maximum legal speed on the roadway is 55 miles per hour. C, you must travel through the intersection at the posted speed. D, none of the above. B, the maximum legal speed on the roadway is 55 miles per hour. This is a speed limit sign. It indicates the maximum legal speed that you may drive on the road where it is posted. At times of rain, snow, ice, or other less than ideal conditions, you may have to drive more slowly than the posted limit. Drinking alcohol and driving is A, a minor traffic safety problem. B, a serious traffic safety problem. C, safe if you have only had a few drinks. D, only dangerous to the driver who drinks. B, a serious traffic safety problem. Driving while impaired or intoxicated is a serious traffic safety problem. Safe driving is not possible when you drink alcohol or take other drugs. Driving under the influence is dangerous both to you and to others on the road. When driving near heavy trucks, other drivers and highway users must make allowances for A, the increased stopping distance required by large vehicles. B, the decreased stopping distance required by large vehicles. C, the decreased noise of larger vehicles. D, the increased speed of larger vehicles. A, the increased stopping distance required by large vehicles. When driving near heavy trucks, other drivers and highway users must make allowances for the increased stopping distance required by the large vehicles. Drivers of smaller vehicles should remain in locations where they can be seen by the driver of the large vehicle and where their view of traffic is not blocked by the vehicle. Operating a motor vehicle is A, a privilege, B, a right, C, a requirement, D, simple. A, a privilege. Operating a motor vehicle is a privilege. If this privilege is abused, it may result in a driver license suspension or revocation. The most common color of warning signs is A, red, B, yellow, C, green, D, blue, B, yellow. Most warning signs are diamond-shaped and yellow with black markings. These signs warn drivers about unexpected conditions that may not be readily apparent. What helps a person sober up after consuming alcohol? A, only time. B, a cold shower. C, eating food. D, drinking coffee. A, only time. Taking cold showers, drinking black coffee, or exercising will not make a person sober. Only time can minimize the effects of alcohol, based on body weight, number of drinks, and food intake. This sign means that A, a community service group is picking up trash along the highway ahead. B, workers are on or very close to the road in the work zone ahead. C, children are at play ahead. D, there is a pedestrian crosswalk ahead. B, workers are on or very close to the road in the work zone ahead. This sign indicates that workers may be on or very close to the roadway ahead, so you should take special care when traveling through the area. An arrow painted on the pavement means A, drivers in the proper lane may make the movement indicated by the arrow if they choose to do so. B, drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow, but only if traffic lights are not working. C, Drivers in the proper lane must always come to a complete stop before making the movement indicated by the arrow. D. Drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. D. Drivers in the proper lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow while following directions indicated by traffic signals. An arrow painted on the pavement within a traffic lane indicates that drivers in the lane must make the movement indicated by the arrow. Drivers should follow directions given by any traffic signs or signals before proceeding in the direction indicated by the arrow. This sign means A. Steep downgrade, B. Crossroad ahead, C. No right turn, D. Narrow bridge. A. Steep downgrade. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign warns drivers about an upcoming steep hill. They should adjust their speed accordingly to avoid brake damage or collision. If you have the right-of-way at an intersection, you should A. Assume other drivers will follow right-of-way laws. B. Check for traffic, pedestrians, and bicyclists before moving forward. C. Wave other drivers forward before proceeding. D. Immediately move through the intersection. B. Check for traffic, pedestrians, and bicyclists before moving forward. After stopping at an intersection, take the extra time to check for crossing traffic and bicyclists before moving. It is recommended that you look left, then right, then left again before entering the intersection. A pedestrian starts to cross in front of your vehicle. You should A. Flash your lights, B. Slow down, C. Speed up and pass in front of the pedestrian, D. Stop and let the pedestrian cross. D. Stop and let the pedestrian cross. Slow down and be prepared to stop whenever you see pedestrians walking on or crossing the roadway. Be particularly careful where children are present. Always yield the right-of-way to a pedestrian crossing in a crosswalk. At dusk or on overcast days, you should A. Drive using your four-way flashers. B. Drive using your parking lights. C. Not turn on any vehicle lights. D. Turn on your headlights. D. Turn on your headlights. At dusk or on overcast days, you must turn on your headlights. Dim your lights to their low beam setting when within 1,000 feet of an approaching vehicle and when within 500 feet of a vehicle that you are following. When driving in poor weather, always use your low beams.